In a profession where men die young, one would be well advised to fear the old man. Hello everyone, my name is Pestolents, and welcome to this episode of In the Bay. Today we're going to be taking a look at this venerable war machine, the Phoenix Hawk 1B. Originally built exclusively for the Royal SLDF house units, this Phoenix Hawk how can I put this? In its original stock configuration is bad. What? Pestolents? Bad-mouthing an SLDF chassis? You damn right I am. This is why. Originally, this mech had a Tech 1 ER large laser in the right torso. I just happen to have an ER large laser Tech 3 in storage, so I just swapped them out. No big deal. Here is the original equipment, the Cyclops 7, i.e. Tier 1. 10 points of damage at about 1 kilometer for 10.5 points of heat. Okay, that's not bad. Also in the right arm, which as you can see I have replaced with a Magna Mark 7 medium laser, was mounted a Tech 1 Fusion Longtooth extended range particle projection cannon, 10 points of damage for 12 points of heat at 1.6 kilometers. Wow. You can reach out and touch somebody. Unfortunately, this mech does not come with any heat sinks outside of its fusion reaction engine. Oh my god, what the hell were they thinking? Never mind that. We're just gonna push that aside and come back to it. Its secondary weapons are also 2 Magna medium lasers, 1 in either arm, and a machine gun mounted 1 in either arm, which damage profile you see here. Medium laser as before, damage profile you see here. So this raises my weapons loadout currently to 1 Tech 3 extended range large laser from Diverse Optics. Very good company. I support them wholeheartedly. In the right torso, in case your arms get blown off for some reason, which we will also address later. But you are then backed up with secondary weapons, 3, not 2, but 3 Magna medium lasers, 2 in the right arm and 1 in the left. That's, a good chunk of damage. That's 15 points of damage for less than 7 points of heat. That is a good trade, and you can fire them 12 times a minute at 45 tons. This is a good damage output. And then you can, once the enemy's armor is opened up, you can do critical damage seeking, reach inside, damage those critical components with those dual machine guns. Now, I personally prefer Brownings, but, the technology's probably moved on a little bit since these were made. Maximum range of 130 meters, so you don't need to fire them all the time, just when you get close or you want to do some damage to buildings. But they don't produce any heat, so let those puppies roll, and if they are outside range, whatever. I like to link mine to the medium lasers for whenever I get damage close, or not damage close, but danger close, they're automatically in range, pinking away, doing that crit seeking, trying to pop a heat sink, or really nice would be to set off an ammo explosion. That's what the machine guns are for. Although, technically, they're point defense weapons that are specifically there to clear out infantry. That's what they're actually for. Get rid of infantry. Make the infantry keep their heads down. Okay, fair enough. Now, as you can see by my critical hit table that you see here, I had 7 tons to fill once I dropped that extended range particle projection cannon. I outfitted it with another Magnum medium laser, as you can see. That leaves me 6 tons. Now let's count it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with the single heat sinks. And then I used 1 ton to almost completely max out the armor, with the exception of what I did here in the head. I fell a little short, but it still has more armor than what it did before. Now, I was doing battlefield tests, trying to figure out what worked, and I noticed that I was still a little starved for heat dissipation. I know what you're thinking, Pestolents, you're running a lot of lasers there. You're gonna need heat dissipation. That's why I dropped the ERPPC and replaced it with 5 single heat sinks. But I was still hot, and it was causing me to lose arms. It was causing me to take more damage than what I needed to, because I could not continuously fire those 3 Magnum medium lasers and my diverse optics ER large laser. And then it happened. I was leaving a battlefield, and I happened to come across a single double heat sink on the market for, I believe it was 55,000 C-bills, and I snatched that puppy up because it's a double heat sink. Always buy your double heat sinks, kids, and guard them jealously. And I'm like, what am I going to do with this thing? Well, you know, my Phoenix Hawk is constantly overheating. Not a lot, but just a little bit. It's enough to take me out of the battle for a little bit. And because of it's taking me out of the battle for a little bit, it was allowing the enemy to either A, chew on me, which a smart enemy would, or B, go to a different target, which was my preferred answer. So what I did was I dropped 2 of these half-ton Class 4 jump jets. Okay? This freed up 1 ton of weight for me to replace it with the double heat sink. And I was looking at my build, and I originally had the machine gun ammo and the single heat sink in the left torso. And then I realized this mech favors its right side for its weapons loadout. So I put the machine gun ammo in the head, because if you're shot in the head and you're doing a crit, your pilot's pretty much dead anyway, so might as well let the ammo cook off and kill his dud ass. But more importantly, I put that double heat sink in the right torso. Because my weapons are on the right side, whenever you're in the mech and you are piloting it from first-person view and you fire that ER large laser, you see it come out at cockpit glass level, reminding you, hey, it's on this side. This is your right side. You want to protect this side of your mech. So whenever you see the enemy coming in, you can ping them a couple times with that extended range large laser and do 20, maybe 30. If you're lucky and he's slow and he doesn't know what he's doing, 40 points of damage. But as soon as he gets into medium range and that threat level jumps, you can fire off your 3 medium lasers, 2 in the right hand and 1 in the left hand, and then twist away. You twist to your own right. You twist that torso away while you're getting into danger close, so you can start rattling off those heavy machine guns and do your crit seeking. Yes, I know heavy machine guns are a thing that comes around later, but as far as infantry goes, any battle mech machine gun is a heavy machine gun. So, I have favored the critical hit on the right side of this mech. Now, Pestolents, why haven't you put anything in the arms? And that's because anybody that has ever piloted a Phoenix Hawk knows that all Phoenix Hawks, with this one exception, almost exclusively carry all their weapons in their arms. So you see a Phoenix Hawk on the battlefield, first thing you want to do, if it's facing you, is strip off the arm that is on your left. That'll be the battle mech's own right arm. That'll delete its large laser and a medium laser, and depending on the model, its close and support weapon, whether it's a small laser or a machine gun. That will severely take the teeth out of that mech. Now, it's also true the Phoenix Hawk K carries a standard small laser in the center torso, and completely ripping off its arms will not cause the pilot to panic and eject, because, you know, I still have a small laser, I could get him. But you've ripped the teeth out of that mech, and as long as you can keep him at more than 90 meters, he cannot fire at you for any real effect. So, knowing this, now that I've just stated it, double underlined and circled it for the kids at the back of the class, that is why I have only put in Tech 1 medium lasers and Tech 1 machine guns into the arms. Because, ladies and gentlemen, this is still a 45-ton forced recon battle mech. It is fast, it is true. It carries fairly good weaponry for its weight class. It is true. It's got that ER large laser so you can reach out and touch somebody. Again, it's true. And because we are part of the Sneaky Boys Brigade, a Guardian ECM from the Star League era, sitting in the center torso, confusing the enemy sensors, making them think that there's nothing out there, confusing the enemy's missile locks so that the missiles have a harder time homing in on this mech, and thusly helping disperse long-range missile barrages so you get hit with fewer missiles. Same for standard short-range missiles. They're not as tight, so the damage is more dispersed and hopefully just barely misses you a little bit more often, raising your effective armor count. It's still a 45-ton medium mech. It cannot stay in the fight indefinitely like an Atlas, where you just go in there swinging until one of you goes away. This is a mech where you run in, you pick your target, run in, you tear off a chunk and run out. Then reassess, rinse, and repeat. If you reassess saying, yes, I'm good for another combat run, you pick your target, you run in, tear off a chunk, and run out. If you're tore up or you've already lost an arm or you're about to lose an arm, you have the speed to disengage and run away. But you don't have staying power in the furball unless you are fighting lower tier mechs. And the Phoenix Hawk at 10.5-ish million C-bills, if you're buying this thing off the open market, 10.5 million-ish, depending on how much the house likes you, that you could just outright buy an Atlas D, fully fit, brand new, painted up in your personal livery, out the door before you even set eyes on it. You're not going to get any double heat sinks with this machine. Which, by the way, weapons profile here. The Star League era technology that you're going to get with this machine is this Tech 1 ER large laser and this Tech 1 extended range PPC. Now, don't get me wrong, at 1.1 and 1.6 kilometers of effective range, respectively, those are decent weapons, but seeing as this mech does not carry any externally mounted heat sinks that's external from the fusion reactor engine, you're going to overheat, you're going to shut down, and they're going to come up and chew you apart. For your return on your investment, I personally do not endorse buying this mech. Now, if you see it on the market and you're like, man, I'd really like to have a Star League era mech, 10.5 million C-bills, I've got that. I can throw that down. Hey, okay, cool. But you're not going to get anything other than the Star League era chassis, one ER large laser, one ER PPC, and one Guardian ECM. That's the only Star League. Those are the 4 pieces of Star League era tech that you're going to get. The highly sought after double heat sinks, and the one that you see here on my damage readout, my critical hit location readout, was installed by me after the fact. I keep double underlining this because this mech runs a little warm. It runs a little hot. Until I put in these 5 single heat sinks and an additional double heat sink, I'm telling you right now, she runs hot. Your return on your investment is not there. If you are running a medium lance, you'll do all right, but you're going to get tore up a lot. So don't put in any whiz-bang equipment. If you're running a scout lance, hey, this guy could be the king of your castle. But at 10.5 million C-bills, buy an Atlas. You'll get much more return on your investment with an AS-7D than you will this Phoenix Hawk. Granted, it's faster, but you got a lot more metal wrapped around you in that Atlas. Those are my thoughts. My name's Pestolents. This has been the Phoenix Hawk PXH-1B SLDF Royal House Unit Battle Mech. Would you build it any different? Let me know in the comments section below. And since you've listened to me rant thus far, why don't you do me a favor? Do the channel a favor. Give us a like, or more importantly, subscribe to the channel so that I can see that you love my work. And as always, good hunting, Mech Warriors.